Kabam respond to players annoyed about the Quake and Ghost versus True Focus situation. Are bans on the way for players for this reason? This week, Kabam will reveal more on the current state of the controls issues and much more. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news show for Monday. It's a new week. That means a lot of stuff can either go right or wrong. What hopefully is going to go right is you hitting the like button, as well as subscribing with post notifications on all. Make sure to tune back to the channel each and every day for fresh new content. In particular today, we're going to be doing a Nimrod review and maybe some other content as well. But also, if you're really interested in Marvel Future Revolution, and I do recommend it, is a really good game, and as well want to find it from a free-to-play standpoint, and as well just an overview of the game, breakdowns of individual heroes and stuff, then make sure to go and subscribe to the second channel, Rich's Revolution. Link is in the description down below. And before we go anywhere, time to give a little bit of a thank you. Thank you so much to everybody that supports the channel as a YouTube member and as a Patreon. You're on screen now. And also those that support over on Twitch as a Amazon Prime convert, as a free Prime sub. Thank you very much for those that do that. Also those that give tier 1 subs, tier 2 subs, bits, as well as donations. Tonight I should be doing either Act 7.2.5 or I'll be doing a little bit of objective grinding or a Karina's challenge. One of the two, or if not three, and that will be kind of the scheme of things for the ongoing week. Okay, now moving on to this. This is hilarious. So Justin sent this in on Twitter. It just honestly just makes me laugh to see this because it is just like the funniest bug ever. I mean, look at the state of it. It's like, if you ever wanted to know what it was like being stuck in limbo, it's just like this. You've got like Caps there like, stop, make it stop, oh God, make it stop, and Domino's there like, oh no, make it stop, please. Honestly, it's bad and it's good. I mean, it's the worst thing we expect, because in Marvel Contest of Champions, you have to both go forward and fight. This is kind of like, oh dear. It looks like an auto fighting bug because obviously auto fight is up, you know, we can see it. But apart from that, scary times if this was the state of the game for the future. Let's move on and focus our attention towards the current state of the game. Now, as a lot of you know, the game isn't exactly in its best state that it possibly can be in. It's still relatively playable and it's better than it was in the last month, just by a smidge. But that just goes back to this dexterity, parry, controls issue, response time, AI, you name it. It's kind of like, it's just a bad state. This all stems from a Unity update, which you know, Kabam have alluded to. A lot of people have theorized, and there's been a few conspiracy theories about. And I think at times like this, it is best to kind of like speak, allow someone from Kabam to speak about these particular things. So this week, apparently, we are going to be getting some more info. So last week, on September 9th, Kabam Mike had to close a thread because something was, I don't know, something got like misconstrued. There's again down to these rumors, conspiracy theories, and other stuff. It's always about, as I said, we listen from Kabam's perspective of what they're planning to do, what they got wrong. So far, they haven't been as transparent on these things. They have been somewhat to a degree, but not to a point of going like, okay, well, what have we actually been doing? We haven't heard from you in a little while. And now, as of this week, it's been 1 month since the last post about parry, dex, and controls issues. We're still little bits of compensation for like revives and health potions, only being alliance focused. So Kabam Mike did respond to a thread which he had to close about this, just saying, please do not revive old threads from the dead. Keep in mind that we have done many updates to the Unity engine throughout the life of the game, and this was regarding a different situation long ago. The situation is about older devices and compatibility and stuff like that, and kind of to perfectly explain this, right, as Unity goes on, it will only be compatible against the most current devices. So as soon as something becomes like, you know, Apple or Android, say, or Google, or we're not going to do an update for this operating system, it's then they don't do it. So that's the reason that, you know, your iPhone 5s, your Android Cake 6, whatever it's going to be called, is then not compatible with the game. Anyway, it doesn't really apply for this time. We have more information to share within the next week. So just to let you know, this as this was posted last week, it means that this week, the week beginning the 13th, is going to be the week that we have more information about the current state of things when it comes to the game, Kabam's efforts, and other stuff like that. And now let's turn our attention onto True Focus. So at the start of this month, I mean, a lot of you know, True Focus seems to be something that is becoming more prevalent in various different types of areas when it comes to nodes or other places. You know, champions are getting True Focus as well. This can be a bit of a problematic thing for the likes of Quake and the likes of Ghost. Either way, there's other champions as well affected with it, but it just seems to be that a lot of people seem to be transfixed on the idea that this is problematic for those champions. Now, I have been monitoring this thread because I really wanted to see like where it went. Some people have got some good takes and a lot of people have some very bad takes. I think those that have a lot of bad takes are really transfixed on the fact that this game has to center around two specific champions in order to, I don't know, take on various different content. I think it'd be an incredibly boring game to say Marvel contest of Quake and Ghost, especially for the fact of like how did Kabam build a game around creating effective counters. This is why Summer of Pain was a success, and I was really worried like in the first like week of it that if it was going to be a case of people going back to the old days of going just use Ghost, just use Quake, because we had that for years, and it's like it does come to a point of going, is this it for endgame content, that you just use Quake and you just use Ghost? Because then that's not really the answer, and that's not really the narrative Kabam want to create, especially by buffing old champions, creating new content. It's kind of like, yeah, it just becomes a bit embarrassing for Kabam and also us as a player base if that is the only solution and answer to this. But that being said, Kabam Mike has got an answer to this situation, saying this. Sorry for the silence on this one. We've read a lot of feedback on True Focus and are interested in to hear a lot more. There's no statement to make because like all content, True Focus will be in some places and not in others. True Focus is not a sign that Ghost and Quake, other evade/miss champions, are no longer going to be useful. Like all content, we'll be using it selectively and for different purposes. It is bad timing that we just introduced it into Alliance Wars and then Summer of Pain and now Shang-Chi Challenge. In Alliance Wars, this was to shake up the meta of the champions being used. Summer of Pain was meant to be very difficult content where we purposefully tried to encourage some variety, and the CQC challenge is meant to be about close quarters combat, and we didn't want the answer to be miss or evade. That's a lot of content back to back, but we have spoken to the team and we are aware of the sentiment here and are going to make an effort to be more purposeful with its use moving forward. You should not expect to see it on all difficult content going forward. I actually find this response pretty disappointing, especially if you consider the fact that Kabam's narrative over the last year was to expand the usage of players' rosters to then deal with situations. Regardless if it's about Quake or Ghost, there's other champions involved. Yes, okay, it does suppress the use of the likes of miss and evade, but then that's just the thing. Like, well, are we creating content in an endgame perspective that is using or has the specific tagline use various champions, which Kabam even said they were trying to like put in place. So yeah, it's kind of disappointing for that, because it means then Kabam are having to, when they're creating nodes and encounters, going like, okay, well here's a list of things you can't put in. So these are all the challenging things that we can put into the content, but now we're not allowed to do it because it will upset certain people. And it's just like, well, where do Kabam go with creating nodes? And that means they've got to create new nodes. If they create more new nodes, it means that it's going to upset more people's champions that they use. So we go down a slippery slope, people. You have to understand that. If Kabam have a long list of stuff they can't use node-wise into endgame content, then they create new things that then upset players who have those champions. So I think, as I said, this is a slippery slope that we start going down, and where it's not going to be challenging for certain players at the end of it, but as well, loads of complaint threads on different new nodes created are going to be a thing ongoing. So yeah, what are your thoughts on this? Put it in the comment section down below. And now we turn our attention to in-game and 2 messages and the potential of bannings in the future. Now, it's been something that was... There's a lot of rumours, there's a lot of conspiracies, a lot of accusations and things, especially around some very high-profile names within this game. And I don't want to get into that. I'm not going to be like... Because a lot of the time you have to know, you have to literally be spying on them on their device or kind of know who their potential people that are operating their account are. But I've heard rumours, conspiracies and those kind of things, so I ain't going to go down that route just yet. But let's just say there's some spicy things and some very key people that are being kind of implicated. In any case, what am I talking about? And that is warning against use of third-party software and account sharing. So first of all, this message popped up here about use of third-party software or scripts that modifies or influences the game in any way. Because let's face it, like they're still out there. There's no anti-cheat with this from as soon as you log in standpoint, which other games. Well, I don't know if they can really do on mobile, but they definitely do on like PC and stuff. Who's like Fortnite, Fall Guys, was it Call of Duty Warzone comes in November. So there are kind of things out there when it comes to like anti-cheat of dealing it like head on. But there's nothing really, I don't think you can really do it for mobile. It's a very tough thing to kind of like get sorted on mobile. In any case. Anyway, this is a violation under terms of service. It does lead to temporary and permanent bans and even actions taken against your alliance. As a lot of you know, if one person's affected from one situation, I think it's the entire alliance that gets affected as well, so it's not good. As well there, it's loss of points from that season score. And it's really sad that we kind of go from this point of just kind of like they get attacked, and then it's like then it's this kind of like tail off where it's all chill, but like people are still doing it, and then Kabam go, hey, we've got to look into this, because it must be like hell for them to try and like pinpoint these people and get them sorted. Using these applications in the arena will result in account losing access to all arenas for a set amount of time or even a ban. So yeah, there you go. So yeah, make sure to play honestly. There's also the secondary message that popped up, which was all about account sharing. This is the thing that I was kind of alluding to. In effort to keep the contest fair, competitive, we will be taking punitive action against account sharing practices in Alliance Wars effective immediately. So there may be some people that may be getting banned or have been, well no, people have been banned as of now. Sharing your account for the purpose of having other individuals complete fights for you is a violation of terms of service. Many of you have reported this tactic to us and have expressed concern that this creates an unfair playing field in Alliance Wars. I think this is something I've definitely seen top end. I've heard lots of rumours, again, of stuff, top end of it. And let's just face it, that is where the most competitive stuff is. So you can expect people to be like, oh, this doesn't really kind of like sit right. And as I said, there may be some very high profile names that are now banned for a length of time. Which again, we're not going to go through. Like we could, I mean, you could search it for yourself. You could have a look to see like who maybe the top players within the game. Have a look whether or not their account has been active for the last 24 to 48 hours. And hey, presto, you probably will be able to find out who is actually being banned. So it's up to you. But I'm not going to be doing that in this video. Of course, I'm not. But yeah, it's the big smackdown, the big clampdown on account sharing and other stuff within this game that is unscrupulous. But as I said, like, it's only good without like something like an anti-cheat, which is very difficult for a mobile game like this to have it in. And it's not ridiculous. It's just something that, I think that if there was the technology there to do it, then, it would be great to see it from games like this, Marvel Future Revolution, as well as various others that, is very hackable or very modifiable with scripts as well as third-party software. So what are your thoughts on this particular situation? Put it in the comment section down below and all that jive. Now it's time for the most scariest thing on a Monday, and that is the arena results. More so because it's Kitty Pryde and Angela's arena results. So here are the results and the predictions for round 2, and let's just say slightly disappointed in the fact that Kitty Pryde went high, but people wanted her. Shout out to, I think it was from Franchise, who put it in the Discord, a score of 199 million points for position 6. Yes, 199 points. She went slightly more than my 165 mil prediction, and that's just like, unfortunately, just how it is currently. I hate the fact that we have to do so much grind in order to get these champions, but most of the other ones, no, all of the other predictions were fine. So let's go over the results. Sorry, results are on screen right now. Angela, 38.5 mil was enough for position 88. That was enough for the 6-star. 15.2 mil was enough for position 278, and I got the 5-star. So then we're looking at the Kitty Pryde side of things. 199, position 6, got the 6-star. 169 mil, got position 96, and I got the 6-star. 54.99, position 436. Position 467 was got by 53.9 mil, and then 52.7 mil gives you that point of reference to kind of go, look, that's how we're kind of at a loss here, people, between the close to the 500 position and then downwards. So that's why my predictions. And by the way, go to Marvel True Costs, links in the description later on today for the full results, especially with the information from Arena Night and the fine people over at Reddit MCOC. But also the predictions I've got for round 2 is follows. Kitty Pryde 6-star, 175 mil. I just think that's unfortunately going to have to be what it's going to be. The 5-star, 55 mil. Angela's a 6-star, 38 mil. And Angela's a 5-star, 20 mil. I mean, you could put that down to and let's just on the stream on the video put that down to 15 mil. Especially with like how it is, like we'll go down there. It probably even went a lot less than that, but let's just be fair with it and do like 15 mil. And there we go. That has been the Marvel Contest of Champions news for Monday. There's going to be another video later on today, which will probably be a Nimrod review video if I can get it made, or something else. But yeah, thanks for watching. Make sure to check out the channel as well as the second channel, the center button. Go click it. It'll take you to Rich's Revolution, and I'll see you very soon.